Dear students, welcome back to my class. So now we are starting with the topic, what is meant by scientific attitude. What's meant by scientific attitude? So in this particular paper, we are generally talking about what are the different kinds of research methodologies that we need to follow while we are doing a scientific program or scientific process or a research. Okay, so before doing any kind of research, we need to set our mind, or we need to follow some kind of attitude. Okay, so that is simply called the scientific attitude, the mindset, or what are the precautions that we need to be follow while doing a scientific analysis. Okay, so scientific attitude is nothing. It is an open-mindedness or desire for an accurate knowledge, confidence in procedures, seeking knowledge and expectations, and all these things will generally provide a solution for the scientific inquiry of the problem, or the problem that will come out through the use of verified knowledge. So by using our verified knowledge, we need to rediscover a thing by means of keeping this attitude, that is, by an open-minded desire, accurate knowledge of the problem or knowledge of the subject that we want to study, and we have to make some confidence in the procedure that we need to follow, and we need to seek further knowledge for the scientific query, and we need to expect a better result. So this is called a scientific attitude. So generally, the scientific attitude involves rational thinking, intellectual reasoning, weighing of the evidences. We need to track out some evidences regarding the question that is in front of us, and shifting of all truth in all matters that are amenable to inquiry or investigation. So all these things generally constitute what? Scientific attitude. We need to make an open mind or a constant urge to the problem or to the scientific inquiry investigation that we want to do. Mainly the cardinal points of the scientific attitude. Scientific attitude is also called scientific temper. It involves 4 different processes, that we have already discussed in the previous class, that is observation, analysis, verification and argument. Okay, so the scientific attitude or the scientific temper involves the following scientific attributes, or we need to make, or we need to follow these kinds of attitudes before doing an experiment. The first one is called a mental activism. Mental activism is a deep interest and effort for understanding the activity or the scientific inquiry by asking questions. We need to ask questions for making a deep interest to the subject. Okay, actually, if we are analyzing it, or if we are having an interest to a particular subject, we will be having a lot of questions. Just like that, we have to, while doing a scientific investigation, we need to make questions, or we have to ask a lot of questions for making a depth interest in that investigation. The second one is called the curiosity. We should have a spirit or urge to find out the answers. Okay, if we are finding out the answers, what happens? It will make new discoveries, right? So we should have curiosity. Then open-mindedness. We should have an attitude for accepting new ideas and new opinions by asking or by sharing your ideas with others. Okay, that is called open-mindedness. Then absence of dogmatism. Dogmatism, do you know what is meant by dogmatism? Dogmatism is nothing but it is a particular behavior that we are sticking into only a particular thing only. So we have to avoid this dogmatism, sticking to a particular thing or particular view, that we need to avoid while doing this scientific attitude. Okay. Then fifth one is intellectual honesty. Integrity or unity is neither for scientific investigation. That means if we are doing the experiment, we need to make some integrity for the idea in our mind and also the actions that we are doing in the scientific event. We need to integrate all these things. Then rational thinking. Rational thinking means logically. We have to think logically whether the new idea has to accept or reject or suspend the judgment about an observation or claim. We need to, if we are doing an experiment, if we know the observation or if you are doing the observation, you have to think whether that observation is needed or it has to be avoided for your scientific inquiry. Then comes the critical thinking. It is an attitude for the critical analysis of ideas, not for accepting readily available answers without scrutiny, questioning and testing. Okay, so critical analysis is very much needed in scientific investigation. Then imaginative thinking, attitudes to allow one's mind to wander freely. Only then if we are making our mind freely, then we will get new ideas. That is called imaginative thinking. We should have an imaginative thinking. Then selflessness. We have to completely avoid the selfish motive to establish our personal authority. Okay, so we have to completely avoid this particular behavior while doing experiment. Then objectivity, a quality being independent and detached without being biased. A quality dependent objective is needed for the scientific investigation. And humility. Humility means, yes, it is a humble mindedness without any obstinacy, self-assertiveness or arrogance in holding and expressing our views. We should have humble. Then the last one is called the systematic approach to problem solving. We should be patient and have to make a step-by-step exploration of problems through observation, formulation of hypothesis, experimentation, data collection, data analysis and interpretation of data to reach a conclusion. So all these 12 different scientific attributes that we need to follow while doing an scientific investigation. That is called a scientific attitude. So I hope you understood. Thank you.